to address a 47-year problem.
CIA Director John Ratcliffe during a Senate hearing on worldwide threats as Democrats press the administration on President Trump's decision to strike Iran.
The defined goals are very clear. Degrade and destroy the missile inventory and drone inventory, delay and degrade the military industrial base and factories that produce that.
Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard telling senators determining what is an imminent threat is up to the president. The intel chiefs also focusing on threats to the U.S. homeland after attacks last week at Old Dominion University and a Michigan synagogue. The president's choice to head Homeland Security, Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin, says a partial government shutdown of DHS puts the homeland at risk.
Sometimes it's political theater, sometimes it's true differences. But what we do know is that we're playing with fire.
Also telling a Senate panel his goal would be for people to understand the department is protecting them and to avoid headlines. Fellow Republican Rand Paul raising Mullin's temperament as an issue during that confirmation hearing.
I just wonder if someone who applauds violence against their political opponents is the right person to lead an agency that has struggled to accept limits to the proper use of force.
Mullin says personal disagreement would not keep him from doing his job if confirmed. A sell-off on Wall Street. The Dow down 768 points at the bell, even after some encouraging words from Fed Chair Jerome Powell.
The U.S. economy has been expanding at a solid pace.
The Fed offering a slightly higher forecast for economic growth this year, but also expects slightly higher inflation.
The implications of developments in the Middle East for the U.S. economy are uncertain.
Still forecasting only one rate cut this year, while leaving interest rates unchanged today. America is listening to Fox News.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
It's tax season, and by now, I know you're a bit tired of the numbers, but here's an important one you need to hear. $16 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud. Not all grim news. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second for your personal information and alerts you to threats that you could easily miss on your own. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's U.S.-based restoration specialist is going to fix it. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK, 1-800-LifeLock or lifelock.com. Terms to apply.
Israel says it's taken out Iran's intelligence minister.
Esmail Khatib was killed in a strike overnight. An Israeli official says Khatib was responsible for operation of the global terror apparatus, including sleeper cells, and he had American blood on his hands. Khatib is said to be a survivor of that initial strike in the war when 40 Iranian leaders were killed at the meeting of the Defense Council.
Fox's Mike Tobin in Tel Aviv. It's the third top Iranian official killed by Israeli strikes in 2 days. The Arizona sheriff leading the Nancy Guthrie disappearance case is facing a recall effort.
Daniel Gutierrez, a Republican running to represent Arizona's 7th congressional district, revealing in a Facebook video he's launched a recall effort to remove Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos.
Let's get the sheriff out of office and get someone in there that we can feel confident in.
The sheriff continues to make headlines amid the unsolved disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. Officials believe the 84-year-old mother of NBC Today co-host Savannah Guthrie was taken from her Tucson home on February 1st.
Fox's Kristen Goodwin, the sheriff, says he'll always honor the will of the people. A man's arrested at a zoo in Thailand for trying to visit with one of the animals.
Mu Deng, the pygmy hippo, has been a star at the Khao Kiao Open Zoo in Sriracha, Thailand, and on social media since her birth a year and a half ago. A man climbed into her enclosure, recording video or taking photos of Mu Deng and her mother Yona while the keeper was away and no other visitors were around. The zoo's director says the man was in the enclosure for a minute or two before being noticed by staff and didn't try to run away when police were called. The zoo says the hippos appeared slightly startled but weren't touched by the man. He's free on bail, charged with trespassing at least so far. Chris Foster, Fox News.
Recapping stocks, the Dow, the S&P, the NASDAQ all dropping more than 1% after the international benchmark oil price soared over $108 a barrel, U.S. crude topping 98. For the Dow, that drop is 768 points. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5. Once again, your 13 through 16 seeds will go winless. Second year in a row, third time in a decade.
I guarantee it.
All right, so that's guarantee number 1.
A 12 will beat a 5, but it's not going to be Northern Iowa.
I guarantee.
Guarantee number 2.
A double-digit seed will make the Sweet 16. It happens every year.
So that's 10 to 12.
I guarantee it.
And all 4 1 seeds will not be in the Final Four.
That's guarantee number 4.
I guarantee.
And then the Saints will come out victorious.
Mm-hmm. You know why? Because he knows all of the sports.
I know everything.
And that's how we do it from the office of Evan Stone. Yes, indeed. Welcome to The Drive, ESPN Radio 93.5. I'm Curtis Allen. That is Evan Stone. Yesterday, from the office of Evan Stone, it's one of my favorite new segments we do around here. You had 5 guarantees, and I thought we better share those again because time's ticking for people to fill out their brackets, man. If you want to get in our March Mayhem Bracket Challenge, you got to get that done.
Time's running out.
Before tomorrow, right? I mean, it's here. It's tournament eve, man. I'm loving it.
I know. This is the best.
Not counting the playing games, but anyways.
Right. I mean, they're more formalities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just kind of like, oh, okay. I told you those games last night would suck, and boy, did they
Yeah,
ever.
it wasn't good. I tried.
Entertaining at the end because you didn't know who's going to win. They were close.
Right.
But watching that Texas-NC State game was like, first of all, Sum 41 on the song right now.
Hey, you're welcome.
Let's go.
I knew.
Storming through the party like my name is El Nino. But I'm hanging out drinking in the back of the Camino as a kid. Was this kid?
Oh
Nobody
my
knew
God.
me by name.
I
Just
didn't-
my own house party because nobody came.
I didn't think he was going to do that. But yeah, I thought you'd be. I thought you'd be excited for the intro.
Yeah. No, that Texas-NC State game last night, for 95% of it, was like, this is brutal.
I can't lie. I turned it off and put on the World Baseball Classic instead,
gosh.
which was very exciting.
Entertaining.
It was very exciting. I was sad my guy Schwarb struck out a couple of times. I was hopeful that Schwarbs was going to be a hero last night for Team USA. Bryce
Was
Harper
not.
made it interesting in the 8th inning with some heroics to tie it up, but then, poof, it went away in the 9th. And congrats to Team Venezuela on winning that. And that was done with enough time for me to go back to the bad basketball game, which got exciting because you didn't know who was going to win at the end, and now Texas is in. So there you go.
Yeah. I mean, and more news that is breaking all over the X machine right now.
Let's go.
The Chicago Bears have signed Jack Sanborn, linebacker. He is now back in Chicago.
Oh, let's go.
So people are very excited about that.
I mean,
you know,
how
for
can
some
you not
reason.
be?
I mean, I love Jack Sanborn.
He's
It must be a bit.
Please don't let it be on the Bears.
No, we're past all that. We're past all that. Brighter days ahead.
The U.S. they dropped the World Baseball Classic in front of the tens of people that were watching.
Stop.
That
was
listen. I know people love it. I don't personally. I don't necessarily understand it. It's just like it's spring training. What are we doing playing? It's not even the Olympics.
It wasn't a spring training atmosphere last night. That was a World Series-like atmosphere.
So
it was wild.
Yeah, I'm just ready for baseball.
It's coming. Off. Yeah, it's coming. Tomorrow night is the last countdown to the regular season show with the Cardinals here on ESPN 93.5. It'll be tomorrow, 6 o'clock after the drive, and then. Get ready. Regular baseball will be here in about a week and change, man, and we'll have regular Cardinals broadcasts here on ESPN 93.5. The Cubs will be on our sister station, US 105.9. I'm sure we'll get more than one text from somebody telling you, if you don't like it, to take your happy self onto the other station and just move on. You know, that's how it's going to be.
I know. Another thing that popped up last night, maybe I saw this on once again the X Machine. Super congrats to Will Riley.
507 career points.
Let's see that too. Somebody sent this in to us.
Yeah, I just saw that.
He now has more NBA career points than Terrence Shannon Jr., Frank Williams,
AJ Guyton,
Oscar Shibwe, Drew Timme, Brandon Paul, D. Brown,
Robbie Hummel.
I mean, that's pretty. Now, I also know that he's playing on one of the most trash teams to ever exist in the organization.
Now,
but
what is that supposed to mean? You're saying that somebody's got to score the points, and that's why
somebody's got to do something. But Will has stepped up, and he's the guy doing something.
You're saying he's like Chris Bosh with the Raptors or whatever. Somebody's got to score the points, so it's got to be Will.
This is worse. So congrats to Will Riley.
It's awesome.
That's
it's awesome.
That's big time. Yeah, other than that, I know the Bears also signed a defensive lineman from he was with Tennessee last year, Mr. James Lynch. That's another depth piece on the defensive line. Big old boy. So yeah, there's some stuff happening.
Good, better, best, you know?
Yeah, we're going to take a little bit of a rest, but then we're going to get back at it.
That's exactly what we're going to do.
That's how I do the chant, actually.
Good, better, best. We're going to take a rest.
We'll take a little bit of a rest.
And then we'll get back at it.
Yeah.
And our good will become our best eventually, maybe.
Yep.
What do you make before we get into Illini headlines? Schefter causing a stir a day or two ago saying that the Bears were broke, and meaning they were it was misinterpreted. They've got the money they need if they want to go make a move, i.e. to go get Max Crosby, if that is going to be a thing. But as far as it probably won't. But like, they're not broke. Not like he was saying.
Well, here's the thing.
It was misinterpreted what Schefter was saying.
Are they stingy?
Well, yes, it's the McCaskies. Yes, very much so.
I think that's the underlying thought that he was trying to get at is the Bears organization is not poor.
Mm-hmm.
However, they are quite stingy.
Mm-hmm.
Rubbing them pennies together.
They are. They've been rubbing the pennies together for a long time.
I think Lindy had texted this in the other day. I agree with Lindy that I think Max is a Raider. I think he's going to stay a Raider. I think now they're getting pretty excited about the roster that they built, which they made some big time moves. I'm pretty excited about as excited as you can be about not being a fan for a team, but I like when terrible organizations turn it around.
Yeah.
I think Vegas is onto something right now. I like the pieces they're putting together over there.
Well, it reminds me of what the Bears did a couple of years ago for Caleb Williams, trying to set up Fernando Mendoza for success is what they're doing. They went out and got the center. They've got the O-line in place in theory. Spent a lot of money on defense, got weapons, et cetera, et cetera.
Let's hope Linderbaum with the 3-year, $81 million deal doesn't retire after 1 year, though.
Well, yeah, that did happen to the Bears. That was a.
Please don't let it be on the Bears.
That one was on the Bears.
All
right. Let's do some headlines.
Illini headlines on ESPN 93.5.
Not too many of them today, but as is the case usually, it involves Keaton Wagler. Now officially a consensus All-American. Fighting Illini guard Keaton Wagler named to a second All-American team by the U.S. Basketball Writers Association. He's the first freshman in Illinois history to earn that accolade. Wagler has now earned a spot on the All-America second team by all four organizations that count towards selection by the NCAA for the 25-26 season, including the consensus All-America team from Sporting News, the AP, the National Association of Basketball Coaches, and now the USBWA. Recognition as a consensus All-American is criteria for the Illinois Basketball Honored Jerseys program at State Farm Center. So this will be waiting on Evan Stone. Perhaps being a consensus All-American is what will get Keaton's
he's going to be there.
Number in the rafters.
It's happening.
The only other Illini headline for you today comes from the world of golf, where sophomore Freddie Turnell fired a career-low score during round 2 of the Palma Valley Invitational yesterday. Led the way as the number 9 ranked Fighting Illini climbed 5 spots up the team leaderboard and the Palma Valley Country Club. So there you go. Those are your Illini headlines. 217-359-2255. That be your number for the Max Twin City Recycling text line. Our guy Joe in Springfield. Hey, Evan, didn't you say the Missouri Valley teams were 13-4 in the NCAA tournament? However, you're taking St. John's to win? Something has to give.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Somebody, I think it was the 217 number that sent in all the MVC stats and all that stuff, and then as we began to break it down, realized a lot of those wins came from teams that are no longer
aren't in the MVC anymore.
The MVC, that's when Wichita State and all them,
the Shockers.
So yeah, and we're gonna go through our brackets a little bit here in the next hour or so. I would give Northern Iowa a negative 12% chance of winning that game against St. John's.
12.
Yeah,
You don't got to go negative 13. You keep it out of the teens. You're thinking about it now.
Yeah, let's do it.
Maybe etch that one in stone.
I don't see Northern Iowa with any shot in that game. So, yeah, no, St. John's has got it, and they're going to roll with it. Keaton Wagler is going to get his jersey in the rafters. I think it's a pretty much guarantee at this point, whether they get it on a run or not. So,
I mean, it was a part of our conversation yesterday. We were talking about the lore, the Illini legacy that he'll leave behind, and now, as a consensus All-American. I mean,
it's good stuff. Hey,
pretty good.
I watched a new movie last night.
Yeah, what new movie did you watch?
I watched Weapons.
Loved Weapons.
Did you?
I loved it. I love that movie.
Can I tell you how I watched it?
Probably on your phone.
Well, here's the thing: is I started it on the TV. I got about 15 minutes in, and then I was a little freaked. So then I turned it off, and I was like, but man, there's a mystery there. So then I read the entire synopsis.
Oh, for God's sake.
And then I was like, okay, now that I kind of know what happens, I feel I can go back to it. And then I finished it on my phone.
Just a bit outside.
So you did watch it on your phone.
Yeah.
So I was right about that.
Skipped through some of the scary parts.
And you read what you IMDb'd it. You read what happened on IMDb.
Not on IMDb.
Or on Wikipedia.
I went and read the synopsis to see what was going down. And then I got to say, boy, that movie, I mean, really interesting concept, but it slams on the brakes in the last minute and a half of that movie. It was like,
I'm going to disagree.
Here we go. And then the movie ended and it was like, no follow through.
I don't want to spoil anything for anyone that hasn't seen it.
I'm just saying.
I will disagree. I thought it was a very good ending. I thought it ended, I mean, they tell you in the beginning that by the end of it, there will be no record of this. You'll never hear about this anywhere else.
Oh, did they say that?
That literally happens at the start.
I may have been scrolling something else.
I have no doubts.
And I finally started one battle after another.
I love that movie.
I'm about 12 minutes in on my phone. So,
I can't believe. Nope. Dump button doesn't work. I'm just gonna.
What?
Don't worry, nobody's listening anyway.
Well, that could.
What?
Be true.
Should I just not watch the movie?
No, you should. You got a long way to go, though. It is a long movie.
It is long, and I thought, oh yeah, let me just throw this on. I cannot even. It cannot be on in the background with kids.
Why do you watch movies on your phone?
So because I can't have them on when the kids are around.
Why don't you just watch them when they're in bed or at school? Well, I know they're spring break right now. I'm just saying.
It's spring break, so I am never at home when they're at school. But then also when they go to bed and you start a movie.
Yeah, that is kind
of
a thing. It is kind of a battle where you, no pun intended, but it's like, oh man,
it's one after another, dude.
It's 8:30. Do I really want to start a movie now?
Dude, our boys
8:30,
and our boys don't fall asleep until later than that. And so I was watching a movie at one point. And because they were in bed, and I was like, all right. And then my oldest came down, like right at a moment in a movie, a violent moment, and then I think he was scarred for a little bit.
What was the movie? Rush Hour 4. Jackie Chan kicked someone in the face, and it scarred your son for a while.
Unfortunately, that hasn't come out yet. We're still waiting.
It's in the works.
We're still waiting.
Yeah.
Man, what was I can't remember. This is terrible radio, me trying to think about what we were watching. But I just remember thinking, well, now, yep, all right.
I got I got one for you. I'll see that story and raise you this one. My daughter, very obsessed with leprechauns right now, given that, St. Patty's Day was yesterday. And,
Did you watch Leprechaun?
Oh, I watched all the Leprechaun movies as soon as I watched Leprechaun.
No, with your kids.
Oh, no.
That's what I was asking.
No.
I know you've watched them.
Oh, man. Some of those are such a slog. But anyways, she made her own leprechaun trap. And she was rearing and ready.
Yeah,
We're gonna catch the St. Patty's leprechaun, and let's see what happens. And, of course, kids set those traps. It never works. The leprechauns always escape. What doesn't happen is... what it appeared as though that I was spelling out a message as if I were the leprechaun with the cereal she had left on the floor for his trap. And she walked out and saw me It appeared as though I was spelling out a message in the cereal. I wasn't. What happened was, you see, I bumped the cereal she left. I was trying to rearrange it back to where it was.
Yeah.
I was not leaving a message. And so
gotcha.
So today there was green food dye, there was a leprechaun pee in the toilet instead of green food dye. Anyways, the search continues. 217-359-2255. That's your number for the Max Twin City Recycling text line. Tristan Thomas from WCIA 3 Sports is going to join us in just a moment. We'll talk Illini hoops. We'll talk the NCAA tournament. And maybe a little bit of football talk in there as well. That's all next with Tristan on The Drive.
It's Stevie J Broadcasting's Bracket Challenge as we get into March Mayhem with ESPN 93.5 in our radio cluster. Our listeners will take a shot at guessing which team will go all the way and win some cool prizes. Kramer Siding and Window has their showroom on Country Fair Drive in Champaign. Legacy Solar with Walter Pierce, an energy consultant, to give you a free estimate. Plus Urbana Park District with terrific summer camps and job opportunities. And the University of Illinois Golf Course in Savoy with this season's passes ready to go. All saying, go Illini. Will you make the call on this year's Cinderella story or the underdog uprising? Be prepared to head to StevieJ.com and get your bracket challenge done, as the 87th edition of the tournament is scheduled to begin right after St. Patrick's Day, with a conclusion at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, April 6th. Will you predict who's in the championship game? The Bracket Challenge from Stevie J Broadcasting. Get ready to visit StevieJay.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
Sarah Champagne Managing Partner Ben Quattrone.
We're always looking for people. You can go online and apply on our website. We never know what we're going to need. We're always expanding. We're always building more and growing our business. If we don't need a person and they come along and we find out that they're an eagle, they're a star, we'll hire them. We'll put them somewhere and wait for the spot we're going to have them working.
Learn more at sarahchampagne.com.
Since we opened our doors in 1868, Busey has fostered deep customer relationships and vibrant communities, embodying a legacy of partnership and progress. With multiple lines of business, we provide a range of financial solutions tailored to your needs. From digital banking to planning for retirement, Busey is here to help you achieve your financial goals. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Actually, I called a provider. It was just going to be a while before I could have service, and I couldn't wait, so I was recommended to Classic. Professionalism, their dependability, credibility, and the service technicians, I wouldn't ever call anybody else.
I truly believe that after people have experienced other companies and then given us a try, they can clearly see the difference.
Visit ClassicPlum.com.
Feeling helpless when it comes to the much-needed upgrades to your home that you own in the City of Urbana? The City of Urbana announces availability of funding for grants to perform emergency and accessibility repairs for low-income households within the city limits. Current repair programs include emergency repair grants for up to $10,000 per home, emergency roof repair grants for up to $15,000 per home, emergency sewer repair grants for up to $15,000 per home, and accessibility grants up to $10,000 per home. To qualify, households must be within 80% of the median family income as determined by HUD. Housing rehabilitation grants are federally funded and available while funds last. Learn more by emailing grants@urbanail.gov or call the Community Development Services in the City of Urbana, 217-328-8277. Details about the Home Rehabilitation Grant at urbanail.gov.
Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Hope you're having a great Wednesday. It's ESPN Radio 93.5. This is The Drive. I'm Curtis Allen. That is Evan Stone. Tristan Thomas from WCIA3 Sports is going to call in just a few.
Hey, do old people have senses of humors?
I think so. What kind of well, that's a weird question. Why would you say that?
I was just thinking.
Yeah? What were you thinking? Please explain.
Well, we're talking off air about viral moments. Obviously St. Patty's Day yesterday, you get the leprechaun sketch and all that stuff. And, we're talking about some of those first original viral moments that we remember because they were some of the first. There's no such thing as a viral moment. And, what are viral funny moments in, the 60s, the 70s?
Stuff from television.
Yeah, but they didn't go viral.
It didn't need to go viral.
How do people know? How
do you mean?
Know about them?
Didn't need to go viral. It was on television.
Did people laugh?
The next day after Lucille Ball ate 800 chocolates on I Love Lucy, I'm sure lots of people at work were like, "Did you see what Lucy did last night?" Which I'm pretty sure back in the day.
All,
Pretty sure back in the day that show and many what you would call viral moments from television were on WCIA3 many, many years ago. And wouldn't you know it, the next viral sensation from WCIA3 is on the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World phone line with us right now. Tristan Thomas, how you doing, sir?
Pretty good. I mean, I saw that transition coming a mile away.
You saw it, did you? There you go, buddy.
I appreciate it. You're also dating me with I Love Lucy. That's officially out of my wheelhouse.
Well, let me see here. So you're in your mid-20s, right, Tristan? Have I got your age
yeah,
right? All
I'm
right.
26.
So, yeah, that was, a good 55 years before your time, but that's okay.
It's before me, too.
Yeah, that was
I can't speak to I Love Lucy.
I grew up watching some black and white TV, the Twilight Zone. I remember watching that with my parents.
There you go.
And, I will say my favorite Christmas movie, hands down, this is not a popular take, with my generation especially, but It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a great movie.
There you go.
I think when we did our Christmas movie draft, I'm pretty sure Evan had that one.
I did.
Yeah.
I picked that one.
Yeah.
That was.
There you go.
That was it. I could get you with some Andy Griffith show, but I think that's about my black and white show.
Yeah, I tried to drop some knowledge about the Munsters to Evan the other day, and I don't
know that one.
He didn't watch the Munsters, which is okay.
Either.
Yeah,
come on, Tristan. Come on. All right,
Tristan. Sports. What's happening, man?
Yeah, Here's who is not from the 1950s. He's very much here today, and he's the head coach of the Fighting Illini.
You love your transitions.
Thank
My
you.
gosh.
I'm getting good. Hey, it's radio business. I get good at ad-libbing. No, the Illini, for some people, Tristan, have said they are limping into the NCAA tournament. What do you want to see with a matchup in the first round against what should be a very overmatched Penn team tomorrow night?
Well, right. I mean, I think you saw what they did in their conference tournament and TJ Power and all that he did. But I mean, you talk about the injuries they have of their leading scorer. I know Fran McCaffrey said isn't going to play, and I know TJ's a little bit it sounds like he's going through an illness a little bit, and his status is up in the air, or at least how full he'll be, right? So that's with that in mind. Illinois has to just take care of business against Penn. There's no way around it. You want them to win and win in convincing fashion. I think we talked about it after the loss in the Big Ten tournament for the Illini. You want to see that bite. You want to see that give a crap kind of mentality from this team of this is we're wearing the Illinois basketball uniform. That means something, and you're going to give all out effort. And you're not gonna give up things easy. And I think we saw far too many times Wisconsin got a lot of things easy. So I'd say honestly, what I'm thinking about today, as NCAA tournament on the horizon, I'm thinking about Keaton Wagler. Obviously, I'm sure you guys talked about the news, him being a consensus second-team All-American, meeting the requirements to get his jersey in the Raptors. And I think regardless of whatever happens the rest of the season, Illini fans are going to have fond memories of Keaton Wagler. First of all, anything beyond, if you think he's coming back, if you want to, say that, if you want to be hopeful, more power to you. But I would be shocked, jaw drop on the floor if he plays a season beyond this year in Illinois. Obviously, with being a projected lottery pick and the NBA money, like right now, that just seems like way too much to pass up, right?
Yeah.
Regardless, having arguably the best season in freshman program history, like you want him to cap it off the right way. Like Terrence Shannon Jr. really, outside of the UConn game, capped it off the right way of a stellar season, and he gave you that moment in the Iowa State game to send you on to the Elite Eight. Whereas, some other greats, Trent Frazier, Ida Sunmu, did not leave a good taste in a lot of fans' mouths with the Loyola game. I mean, I actually, sicko stuff here. I looked back at the box score. I only had 9 points in that game.
Yep.
And he's still an Illini legend, and as he should be, and all he did for the program. But, for Keaton Wagler, you're looking, I think, for more of those signature moments, more of those. Certainly you have the Purdue game, you have the Nebraska game, even the Ohio State game. He made some big plays to win those games on the road. But you're looking for more of, what better place to kind of establish yourself in the lore of Illini basketball than the NCAA tournament. And I'm looking for that. I'm looking for more big Keaton Wagler moments in the biggest games of the season.
ESPN Radio 93.5, it is The Drive. I'm Curtis, that's Evan. Tristan Thomas from WCIA 3 Sports on the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World phone line with us.
So you want to talk about sicko mode, going back and looking at box scores. I went back through the last 10 NCAA tournaments, so the last decade, and looked at every 13, 14, 15, 16 seed first-round game.
You are a sick man.
Well, because, Penn obviously fits in that category. So over the last 10 years, the 13 through 16 seed, they're 19 and 141. All right. Wow. So not a good record. Not a good record. For all of those games, I went through and I looked at three-point percentage, free throw percentage, who won the turnover battle, and who won rebounding margin. For those 19 wins, stick with me here, at least 17 of those games, they won at least 2 or more of those categories. The only outlier is Furman beating Virginia a couple of years ago. I don't know if you remember that game.
Oh, I remember the Vermin.
Furman should not have won that game. Like, Virginia just gave it away at the end. So they're kind of an outlier.
You don't need to do that.
Yeah, that's the call. Well, you don't need to do that. And the other outlier is all the way back in 2015 when Georgia State and Ron Hunter, when they beat Baylor with the deep three, and his dad, the coach, falls out of the chair because he popped his Achilles.
Oh, yep.
They only won one of those battles, the turnover battle, but they won it by 16. So that was also kind of a big outlier. So as we look at three-point percentage, free throw percentage, turnover battle, rebounds, is there anywhere that Penn can get 2 of those categories and knock off the Illini tomorrow?
I mean, I think with three-pointers, for whatever reason, we've seen this team at times go through cold spells. I think in the last month there's been some of that, especially when you talk about Tommy, Z at times, that could be an area where, hey, Illinois just has an off shooting night. But the problem with that is I think they're just going to have such a big size advantage, such an advantage in just in the post. Like, you got to be able to take advantage of that, and that's what I'm looking for Illinois to do. Is even if you're off to a rough shooting night, maybe don't always settle for those threes, but first thing, we're going to get downhill. If they're able to stop that for whatever reason, okay, well then maybe we'll look for some threes. And not that they're not going to come out and look out for threes anyway. But I think that I like the mentality. The first option of, which of the 2 gold medal shots do you want? I think you want those at the rim. Start imposing your will there, inside and on the glass, and then maybe adjust accordingly.
Yeah, I do. I've asked a couple people this. This is not so much, stats or breakdown, but just personally, the Illini play tomorrow night, 8:25 ish.
Yep.
Depending on games before it. So they're a late night game, one of the last few games to tip off on the first day. Do you like that or no, Tristan? Do you want your game to get over early and get it out of the way and enjoy the next 2 days, or do you like having it be one of the last games on a day?
Well, I mean, from a TV perspective, we always kind of think in those terms.
Right.
So, the idea of you want the game to be over to get the highlights in, and even like the Oregon game, that was a sweat to get all our post-game coverage in on television, so kind of coming at it from that lens. I think from an outside perspective, like I think my favorite would just be like considering, not even considering the TV schedule, let's say like a 7 o'clock, that feels like prime time, where once you get into 8, then you're pushing into like Pac-12 after dark territory. That's kind of how I see it.
Pac-12 after dark.
I love a good night, primetime atmosphere, but yeah, 8's just a little bit too late for me.
Dude, I miss Pac-12 after dark so much.
Yeah, that was on Cinemax, right? Back in the day?
No, come on.
Oh, never mind.
No,
okay,
no.
sorry.
That's the
Never mind.
The Pac-12 football games that kick off at 10 p.m.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Chaos happens all the time.
That's
so,
what you meant.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mentioned this to someone the other day, that if you're that first guy, I always think of that fan base that loses the first game. I'm like, now the tournament's ruined for you. You didn't even get a game. Well, I guess you got one game.
Tristan, I want to ask you this, and I know we'd like to stay in the moment and focus on the tournament, but I want to ask you, how different will this Illini team look next year? We know Keaton. We know about Keaton, and you can talk about the seniors, but the other players around that, how different will this unit be a year from now?
Yeah, I mean, really different for sure. I don't know about like 2 years ago, different of like an entirely new team. I think if you can have some kind of anchors to the roster to bring back, I think number one, David Mirkovic is the guy I know the fan base is all in on bringing David back.
Yep.
I think it starts there, and then you build out the roster from there. I think you could benefit from another year of Jake Davis. I really like what he's done as a glue guy and a stretch the floor guy outside of the vibes and the hair and all that. I'd be curious to see what his future is. I mean, he came here for a different role, a different purpose of maybe not being the number one scorer, but hey, you're going to come in and impact winning and do all the little things. Does he want another year of that? I don't know. Time will tell. Some of these guys, it's like they could say all the right things and say, "Oh, I love it here in Champaign."
Sure.
But then at the same time, when it's 3 schools in 3 years, the proof is in those actions. So, definitely some question marks with those guys. I mean, we'll see with the Ivicic twins, one or both of them potentially coming back. I mean, it hasn't been the year Tommy wanted. So I don't know what they're thinking, but I don't know if they've liked truly playing together, and I think they've you see them get along, and then they have a lot of fun obviously playing together. But from a basketball business perspective, I don't know how they're weighing things. I don't know. We have a whole off season to talk about that stuff. I'm ready to just enjoy the NCAA tournament and see what the Illini can do, because I think the draw as it sets up of being a 3 seed is pretty solid, especially considering it's not a big spread between VCU and North Carolina.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, Penn doesn't seem to be at full strength, and then from there, if you can just get to the Sweet 16. Evan, I know you said last week that's like the floor of this team. I think the floor would be a loss to a VCU or a North Carolina, which a lot of fans would not be happy with.
Nope.
But I think you could be happy with a Sweet 16 and, seeing what you can do from there. But just getting to that second weekend just seems to be such a huge, just mark of where you are as a program. Because it feels like they've been in that limbo of Sweet 16, round of 32 too often, where it's like you want to consistently be obviously a top 25 program, but when you're a top 32 program, it's like, what do you do with that? I don't know. That's a tough thing to swallow.
Yeah. Have you had a chance yet to look at VCU or North Carolina? Is there a preference that you would have in that second round matchup? I almost feel like, as it stands currently, VCU is better than North Carolina. So you're looking at seed line. I'm not sure that will give you the answer you're looking for, but from team-wise, do you have a preference?
It's like, I think you could say from an outside perspective, just, looking ahead, like on paper, you'd rather have a North Carolina team that's, you would say a little bit out of sorts without Caleb Wilson. But then on the floor, watching, 5 minutes to tip off, like what's going through your mind of like how confident are you that Illinois can win? Seeing those uniforms, like the psyche of that, I'd almost rather see VCU in the second round. And then that almost takes me through this is a lot like 23-24, where you got the upset with Duquesne in the second round, and that helps you get over the hump in getting to the second weekend. So, I'm not like too worried about either team, but at the same time, I think watching the game, I'd rather have VCU.
Yeah, I was thinking about this because Duke is also in that regional, right? So they're playing in the same location. So if you end up playing North Carolina, you're going to have almost the entire arena rooting for you. Like all the Duke fans are going to be against North Carolina. So you're going to get some more pep, some more energy. However, if you play VCU, almost everybody in the arena is going to be rooting against you because they're just going to want to see the upset. So I don't know. It's fascinating to think about what that could look like. Yeah, you talk about the uniforms and the jerseys. Cooper's favorite jerseys, by the way.
he drafted
loves
it.
North Carolina.
Cost him a draft, Tristan. It was awful for
That's
Cooper.
why he's not here this week. We actually he's taken a week's suspension.
Yeah.
Because he picked North Carolina.
Go sit in the corner and think for it,
Yeah, he's got a dunce hat on, right? He's actually in the building. We were just not going to let him do anything. He's sitting in the corner with the dunce hat on for at least a few more days.
Well, as we're talking North Carolina, this story seems relevant. So I don't know if you guys remember when at Marketplace Mall, when they opened the new Dick's Sporting Goods back in the day. This was when I was in high school. They did it. Dick Butkus was there and did an autograph signing.
Yeah.
So of course, me and my buddies were like, "All right, what do we got to do?" You get there in the morning and you get in line and then you get a ticket and you come back for the signing. Later in the day, and there's a whole bunch of people there and it's a long line. Really, just kind of trying to keep it moving, trying to respect his time and everything. And one of my buddies I was with was wearing a North Carolina sweatshirt, which he loved to just wear like random college uniform, like sweatshirts. Like that was just kind of his thing.
Who put a name
he
on
had
it?
A North
Put
Carolina
a name
one.
on it.
I mean, my friend?
Yes.
Yeah, Drew Richter, my buddy.
Yeah, I knew
it. Yeah. So, he, for whatever reason, is wearing a North Carolina sweatshirt. Probably wasn't thinking about it too much. And then, I think I remember seeing Dick Butkus look up and kind of was like, whatever, I'm just going to sign this guy's thing and move along. He was right before me. So then right after him, I go. He looks up and he's like, "Hey, is that your buddy?" I'm like, yeah. He's like, what is he doing wearing a North Carolina sweatshirt? I'm like, I don't know, man. And he said, was he dropped on his head as a baby? And I was like, I don't know, man. Hey,
was he?
I'm not here to say anything, but I had a good laugh and kind of moved along. So that's my like one Dick Butkus interaction story. I'll always cherish.
Was he dropped on his head as a baby? That's how I imagine Butkus said it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honeymooned with Roy Williams.
What's that got to do with Dick Butkus?
Well, North Carolina. We're just talking about famous North Carolina stuff.
Yeah, I met Ric Flair in an airport.
Let's go.
Yeah, he's from North Carolina.
Wow.
Tristan, I do want to one serious note. Thank you for that. Wow, by the way. So when you're talking about the debate between North Carolina and VCU for Illinois in the next round, my concern with the VCU team is they live and die at the free throw line, and they're really, really good there. They attack the rim. They get theirs at the free throw line. They're one of the best free throw shooting teams in the tournament. That sort of stuff does concern me in the second round. We have seen we've seen some not fun exits for different Illini programs. I know this is a much different team, but when we talk about some of the struggles as of late, a team that can beat them at the free throw line does concern me a little.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you can micro look at all the opponents and just say like, oh no, like can we get like the easiest path? But ultimately, I'm more of this is just generally my personality. Like, what can Illinois control? What can they do?
There you go.
At their best, at their 75%, they should win tomorrow. And then, if they're just playing near their potential, the second round shouldn't be a problem. And you have so many people are so high on this Illinois team because they saw the Purdue game, they saw the Nebraska game. They see all the Keaton Wagler hype and just all the great things they've done throughout the regular season, and the versatility and the size and all of that. But then I think we get so locked in on Illinois and breaking down every game, and this guy's not playing well and all this.
Yeah.
So I'd also just say, like, hey, just enjoy it. Enjoy this team. Hopefully they give Illini fans a lot to cheer for. But at the end of the day, it's March. I remember plenty of March Madnesses where Illinois was not in it, and you're just not as you still watch the games, you still care about the tournament. Like, it's one of the best. The first weekend is some of the best sports you'll get all year. But when Illinois is in it, which under Brad Underwood, they're pretty much always in it.
Yep.
It just adds so much more to it, and the local ties and everything. So yeah, looking forward to settling in and watching some games.
Well, Tristan, we won't take up any more of your time. We know you're busy. You guys are always doing a great job with WCIA 3, and we'll be talking with Glenn tomorrow on the show as well. So, give him a shout out when you see him today. Looking forward to talking to you again next week, and hopefully we'll be in the weeds talking Sweet 16 by then.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. Tonight at 6:30, our Your Illini Nation postseason special. I have a one-on-one chat with Shauna Green, and we'll break down everything you need to know for the men's and women's tournaments getting going here. It was a lot of fun being at the selection show for the women's team as well. 3 tournaments in 4 years, whole lot of, just so much to look forward to with that program as well. Shauna Green saying the next goal for them is to get to the Sweet 16 themselves. So, we'll see if they can make a run there in Nashville as well. But excited to see, all this stuff coming up with the tournament as we move along.
Well, last thing, since you were there, was it a little scary when the sirens were going off on Sunday night? How was that vibe when the tornado warnings are going on and you're at State Farm Center?
Yeah, I wasn't too worried. I mean, I think that I think people were saying there's no safer place to be than the State Farm Center. I don't think that roof's coming off. It would take quite the
storm
of Mother Nature to pull that one off. But for the most part, it was pretty quick. We were more, I guess, concerned with getting all the media stuff done and just keeping moving with Selection Sunday, always a busy time. But yeah, that was definitely kind of an unforgettable thing. Shauna did talk to all the fans that were there. I got that video on my social pages when everyone was kind of hunkered down a little bit in State Farm Center. So that was kind of a cool moment.
And you mentioned the social pages. Where can folks follow you and check out that video?
On Twitter at Tristan Thomas TV and Tristan Thomas WCIA on Facebook.
All right, Tristan. Have a great start to the tournament. Enjoy watching the Illini and all the games. And we'll talk to you again very soon, sir.
Awesome. Thanks, boys. Happy March.
Yeah, happy March. That's our guy, Tristan Thomas from WCIA 3 Sports. 217-359-2255. That's your number for the Max Twin City Recycling text line. More than one person has chimed in now, sir, about what you have referred to as viral moments in TV history. Like Lindy brought up Who Shot JR from the show Dallas. I remember that as a little guy. You have no idea, do you? You just, nope. Didn't, it was a big deal.
Before me.
No, it's still a big deal. It's a historical moment.
He also said the world knew. Is that the same thing?
No, he's saying the whole world knew. They knew about who shot JR, who killed JR.
I thought he was giving us 3 different moments.
The whole world knew.
TV Digest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like the TV
That's
guide.
the magazine?
It was more of a soft, paperback book. Is really what it was.
You'd get it like every month or something, and it'd show you everything that was on.
You get the TV guide every week, and it's the same thing as like you have it on your phone now. But whatever. 217-359-2255. We're talking NCAA tournament. Going through your text next on the drive.
Hey, we're looking for a couple of really professional drivers that know the ropes and would like to get a home where they're treated with respect, getting home every weekend, making a good wage, and doing the right things safely. Yeah.
Awesome. 2 people. All right. And how would they connect with you for that?
They can get me at TIMO@GFTLOG.com or 765-793-7131 extension 4, or even my cell phone right now, 765-505-1295.
And then for dedicated diesel off Route 45 on Triumph Drive, as you're driving toward Rantoulby on the left-hand side, you'll find dedicated diesel. What do you offer there?
Hey, we've got a couple of good mechanics in, trailer mechanic and a tractor mechanic right now. We're doing DOT annual inspections, trailer repair, truck repair, just whatever you need, we can take care of.
Wow, that's really nice to know because, we have to drive into some other cities. Not convenient. You can't get all that done here in Urbana at dedicated diesel.
Paul's in Villa Grove, redefining what's possible. From agriculture to manufacturing to large grain elevators and custom manufacturing. Whether it's automation, machining, fabrication, or millwright work, Paul's has a solution you need. Rebuilding equipment, designing food-grade machinery, or creating something new. Paul's handles it all. Trust Paul's for quality you can count on. Call 1-800-642-2541 or visit paulsmachine.com. Start to build your solution today.
Spring is here, and so is that clutter. Ready to clear it out? Call 2 Men and a Junk Truck. We make spring cleaning a breeze with fast, friendly junk removal you can count on. Old furniture? Gone. Boxes? Bye-bye. Yard clutter? See ya. We do all the heavy lifting, so you can kick back and enjoy a clean, open space for the season ahead. More room, less stress, and a home you'll love. Starting now. Book today at 2menandajuncktruck.com. 2 Men and a Junk Truck. Junk removal made simple.
This is the Our Idea is Ready to Launch vision. This is the Create Great Jobs vision. This is the We Need More Space vision. This is Busey, where your business visions become realizations. Through securing capital for growth and comprehensive strategies that ensure a prosperous future. Because thriving businesses mean thriving people and thriving communities. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Butch Patrick, TV's Eddie Munster. Did you know that we were the first green family on TV, even though you saw us in black and white? And did you know that Grandpa Munster was making electricity in the dungeon? Well, now you can make your own electricity with Legacy Solar. And even if you don't have a coffin phone, make sure you pick up your phone and call Walter Pierce at Legacy Solar to get a free green evaluation for solar energy. And I'll send along a piece of Munster's autographed artwork as my gift to you for going green. Just call 217-722-4822 and ask for Walter Pierce.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Welcome back into The Drive, ESPN Radio 93.5. I'm Curtis Allen. That is Evan Stone. Good stuff a moment ago with our guy Tristan Thomas from WCIA 3 Sports. Appreciate you, Tristan. Also, coming up in just a few, we'll be chatting with Isaac Ambrose. I know if you are familiar with The Drive and ESPN 93.5, you are familiar with Isaac, so looking forward to talking with him in the next 20-25 minutes or so.
Sum 41 and Leonard on the same day.
I know.
Let's go, baby.
Yeah. Talking about the TV guide as well. Learning you good, sir. Learning you good. Also, still time for you to get yourself signed up for our March Mayhem Bracket Challenge at StevieJ.com. That's StevieJay.com. If you think you can outpredict us, well, even if you can't, as long as you have the best of the brackets of people that don't work here, you can win the prize pack. But we're in it. We're in it just for fun. Evan and myself. You get signed up. It's free to play. And best bracket wins an awesome prize pack courtesy of our sponsors, Kramer Siding and Window, also the U of I Golf Course in Savoy, Legacy Solar, and Moe's Burritos Bar and Grill on South Neal next to Bacon and Van Buskirk. They've also got the Moe's Burritos food truck. Have you ever had them? This is
Moe's?
This is Moe's Burritos Bar and Grill.
Well, maybe.
Yeah, it's good. This is the real deal.
Where are they based out of?
That would be on South Neal and Champaign. So.
Oh, yeah, I've had them.
Okay, just checking with you.
Yeah.
Also,
Sorry, you threw me off with Bar and Grill because I've never heard it called Moe's Bar and Grill. So that was interesting to me.
It is Moe's Burritos Bar and Grill. And also the Urbana Park District, they've got the Indoor Aquatic Center that will be open. It's open right now during spring break. So if you're looking for something to do with the kiddos and the family, you can bring them over to the Indoor Aquatic Center. Now, you fill out the bracket, again, free to do so. Best bracket wins the prize pack, courtesy of all of our sponsors. Plus, we are throwing in a pair of tickets, season tickets, for Fighting Illini football for the upcoming season as well. So a pretty awesome prize pack we've got for you. And again, it's online at steviejay.com. What are you working on over there? It looks like you're finagling something.
No, J Money sent. I found the game.
Oh,
J Money said if you Google on your phone, Illinois Fighting Illini basketball, they have a little mini game that you can play.
Oh.
And I'm trying to beat his score, but
you're literally playing a game against J Money right now in the middle of the show.
Well, I'm not against J Money. He sent in his high score. Now I'm just seeing what it is.
This is okay. Now I see the text from Jay on the Max Twin City Recycling text line. Yeah, Google Fighting Illini men's basketball. There's a game you can play. It's in the bottom right corner. You can choose Illini or whatever team you want. The goal is to shoot as many baskets as you can within 30 seconds. He also sent in his score, which is, I think it's 95 that J Money scored. 95.
Yeah, so I had to ask him.
A total of 9,945 points.
So you do the math of how many times he had to play to get 95.
Whew. 217 texter, Moe's food truck slaps after having some brewskis. Yeah, it does. You don't even need the food. Well, you go to the bar and grill or the food truck. Thank you for that one, 217.
I think the correct terminology there would be smacks.
No, it slaps.
Slaps is music, I'm pretty sure. Smacks is food, slaps is music.
Whatever. Michael.
Listen, just trying to help people out here.
Yes, you are. You're a man of the people.
I'm a man of the people.
They used to call me the man of the people around here. Not anymore. That is you, sir. You are the man of the people. Michael, in Charleston, the viral moments from the 70s would include Hank Aaron hitting 715, Ollie versus Frazier, Ollie versus Foreman. That was as viral as it gets. Andy Griffith quiz, Evan. What was Otis Campbell's brother's name? Huge Andy and Barney fan, by the way. You know the answer to that? What was Otis Campbell's brother's name?
Ooh. No.
I hear the clicking over there. He's
Googling.
No, I don't. Probably shouldn't do that on this keyboard.
I'm not going to try and trick anybody. I can't. I can see all the characters and the actors, but I don't remember his name. So you got me there. Also, just once again, we were talking about viral moments that are, I think, sometimes unintentionally funny.
Okay.
You know, like when a moment goes viral, but it's not intentionally supposed to be funny and it goes viral.
Is that what we were talking about?
The leprechaun sketch.
Okay, well,
the news report over the leprechaun that's in the tree, that initially wasn't like, oh my gosh, we're all doing a bit. This is hilarious.
That was 2006, yeah. But and I remember that was my senior year of college, and everybody on campus was like, have you seen the leprechaun story?
Yeah.
And so,
But all those moments that Michael just sent in, those are sports moments that are big.
But you asked the question, what were viral moments before?
Well, the original question I asked is, do old people have a sense of humor?
Well, that was you asked if old people have a sense of humor.
Which I know they do.
They all do.
We do.
But anyways.
I'm putting myself in the old category now.
Are you there? You're 30s. You're in your upper late 30s. Is that what you are?
No, upper mid 30s.
Upper late mid 30s. What is it?
Upper late mid 30s.
JT on the text line just joined. But did anybody mention Michael Jackson's Thriller on MTV? That was a moment. That was a huge, huge deal. And that video, it was in rotation on MTV back when MTV existed, 1 and 2, played music videos. That video was in regular rotation for
RIP.
6 years on MTV. Anytime Michael put out a music video, it was a moment. We're talking.
What year was that? What year is Thriller? That's
84 is when the video came out.
Yeah, see, that's before my time.
Yeah, me too. Well, I was born in 84. So anyways. 217-359-2255. I love all the texts that are coming in.
You're the same age as my brother.
Yeah.
You could be my brother.
Ralph Campbell. That was the answer that Michael was looking for.
Just ignore that.
That I'm the same age as your brother? Well, that's cool.
No, I said you could be my brother.
I feel like we are at this point.
I know. We're there.
I think we're there.
We're there.
Lindy on the text line. Magazines were our way of finding out stuff about entertainment that the internet does for us now. This is as outdated as the Dewey Decimal System.
What an incredible invention that was.
The Dewey is somewhere right now.
Might be one of the tops.
Somewhere right now there is a librarian that heard that, and they're like, we're going to find this Lindy guy and have a talk with him about the Dewey Decimal System.
If we were going to, we did not mention this yesterday, I don't believe. If you notice, there was no draft yesterday.
Yeah.
We've taken with March Madness, with everything coming up, with all the guests that we've had and Cooper not necessarily here, we took a week off from drafting.
Yeah. Focus on the tournament.
Yep. I think Inventions should be a draft coming up soon.
You want to do Inventions? I love that.
I'm taking Dewey Decimal System.
The Dewey Decimal System will be, well, it's an equation, really. Okay. All right. We'll get into that when we draft Inventions. I'll take the wheel first. It's time for news on ESPN 93.5. This is The Drive.
Top intelligence officials on the Capitol Hill Grill. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News, at a Senate hearing on worldwide threats, focusing mainly on Iran.
National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard told the Senate Intelligence Committee the Iranian regime remains intact, but its leadership and military capabilities have been significantly degraded.
The IC assesses that if a hostile regime survives, it will likely seek to begin a years-long effort to rebuild its military, missiles, and UAV forces.
She said this about a threat to the United States.
The intelligence community assesses that Russia, China, North Korea, Iran, and Pakistan have been researching and developing an array of novel, advanced, or traditional missile delivery systems with nuclear and conventional payloads that put our homeland within range.
And that adversarial countries will be able to threaten us with a collective 16,000 missiles by the year 2035.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Democrats challenging Gabbard's insistence that the president decides what is or isn't an imminent threat. Iran loses another top official, the third taken out by Israel in 2 days, this time the country's intelligence minister. And Iran has been firing back at Israel.
As Iran retaliates, neighborhoods near Tel Aviv burn. Last night, at least 2 cluster bombs were fired into Israel by Iranian missiles. They break up into dozens of bomblets, which are making it past the air defenses. Last night, after midnight local time, a cluster bomb hit several neighborhoods around Tel Aviv. 2 people, 70 years old, were hit by shrapnel when a bomblet hit their apartment, and they were killed.
Fox's Mike Tobin in Tel Aviv. Iran also launching another round of attacks on Persian Gulf neighbors, including a strike in a Saudi Arabian province home to many oil fields, while threatening to ramp up strikes on oil and gas facilities in Qatar and the UAE. Meantime, Iran state media releasing a second written statement said to be from the new supreme leader, vowing vengeance for martyrs. Earlier today, President Trump attending a dignified transfer for 6 U.S. service members killed in a crash over Iraq. America is listening to Fox News.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. Their max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast!
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That fun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
It's tax season, and by now, I know you're a bit tired of the numbers, but here's an important one you need to hear. $16 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud. Not all grim news. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second for your personal information and alerts you to threats that you could easily miss on your own. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's U.S.-based restoration specialist is going to fix it. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK, 1-800-LifeLock or lifelock.com. Terms to apply.
A renowned labor and civil rights leader who died more than 30 years ago is facing more abuse allegations, with a group named for him already distancing itself from annual celebrations in his honor.
Leaders of the United Farm Workers Union say not only will it not be involved in this month's celebrations of Cesar Chavez, it's also planning to establish a, quote, confidential channel for people to share details of experiences they had with him in the union's early years. It comes after the Cesar Chavez Foundation announced on Tuesday that he is accused of engaging in, quote, inappropriate sexual behavior with women and children during his time as president of the Farm Workers Union, which was co-founded by Chavez in 1962. Cesar Chavez Day is celebrated on his birthday on March 31st to commemorate workers' rights.
Fox's Tanya J. Powers, in a statement released today, labor rights leader Dolores Huerta says she was sexually abused by Chavez and stayed silent for 60 years out of concern for the farm worker movement. While the Midwest is digging out from a blizzard, the southwestern U.S. is hit with a March heat wave. An extreme heat warning in effect for cities including Phoenix, Vegas, and around L.A., facing possible triple-digit heat with the potential potential for record temperatures in some areas. The Fed leaves its benchmark interest rate unchanged, still forecasting just one rate cut this year.
The decision to pause was widely expected but not unanimous, with Stephen Myron dissenting. But Chairman Powell is pointing to persistent inflation and the escalating war over in Iran as major risks. With gas prices spiking, the chance of a rate cut has dramatically shifted. Analysts who previously hoped for spring relief are now pushing their forecasts all the way back to October or December.
Fox Business's Darren Botello at the White House, though the Fed chief also says no one is sure at this point how the economic impact of fighting in the Middle East will play out. Rising oil and gas prices weighing on stocks, though, the Dow dropping 768 points. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
I'm very honored to have Brittany Algie in my studio. She's advanced practice registered nurse specializing in behavioral health at OSF Healthcare Sacred Heart in Urbana. Now has several options for inpatient, outpatient behavioral health, offering medication management and therapy to treat depression, anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia, PTSD, and more. Isn't it, you have to kind of agree you kind of need to talk to somebody?
Absolutely.
How do you get to that?
Being honest and doing a self-check-in about how you feel. Checking in with your emotions, seeing like, am I okay? Because a lot of times we're highly functioning, feeling depressed, we're feeling overwhelmed, and we don't take a minute to just pause and actually see how we're feeling.
But so take stigma, Brittany, and you don't want to talk to somebody because then they'll think you're crazy.
Well, there's no such thing as crazy. So there's nothing wrong with asking for help because life is always going to be challenging. There's always going to be stressors that come along.
So we commend you and
Thank you.
Somebody who loves what they do. So I'm going to give out your number.
Behavioral health professionals, OSF Healthcare Sacred Heart Urbana, 217-337-4310.
Pia Sports Bar and Grill in Champaign has been serving their customers for over 50 years. Stop by on Fridays during Lent for their delicious fish sandwich special. Join other fans and watch your favorite basketball teams in action during the tournament. Check out Pia's, open daily at 7 a.m., Sundays at 8. 1609 West Springfield Avenue in Champaign, and like Pia's on Facebook.
Urbana Park District is hiring. Are you looking for a summer gig or a side hustle? With great jobs as a lifeguard, camp counselor, grounds crew, customer service representative, and other opportunities. Young adults getting a first job to boost their resume. Line up a new gig that's convenient right along the MTD bus line. Learn more about the job openings online at urbanaparks.org. Make some money, serve the community, make connections this summer with the Urbana Park District.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is not a one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is that we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities offered through Raymond James Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC. Provident Financial Group is not a registered broker-dealer and is independent of Raymond James Financial Services. Investment advisory services offered through Raymond James Financial Service Advisors, Inc.
Think you have to settle for mediocre car insurance to save money? Think again. It's possible to get superior coverage and still save money with Erie Insurance. Customers who switched to Erie saved up to $951. It pays to compare. Switch and save with Erie.
Your Erie agent in Champaign is Thomas & Ellers Insurance.
Annual savings based on new customers surveyed in March 2022 who reported savings when switching auto insurance. Individual premiums and savings will vary.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
From the Big Ten Network, Rafael Davis is on the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World phone line with us. How far do you think this Illini team can go with the defense playing the way it has been for the last month?
That's a good question. Because the thing is, for me, that their defense is their best defense is their worst offense, in my opinion. So I'm not a guy that thinks they need to play this great defense. I'm a guy that I think Illinois at their best, they're scoring 100 points and they're running you out the gym. That's just my opinion. I think they have offensive suited guys. I don't know if they have the defensive stoppers across the board. Like, you have Kylan Boswell, sure, no question. But like, they don't necessarily have the guys to go out there and get stops. And when they do try to put their defensive lineup out there, it gets really, really stagnant because you don't have to guard those guys on the offensive end. And those ball screens don't look as smooth because it's not as much space. And now King Wagler is being double teamed. He's being trapped. He doesn't have no space to go drive. So for me, I like Illinois as an offensive unit. When you have Rick Ellis, Jake Davis out there stretching the floor, you got Thomas Lobb making shots. So I think Illinois, their route and their path, I like it. I like it to get right there to Houston. And then against Houston, I think Houston presents a problem to where it's been all year for Illinois. When they lose games, it's because their bigs are soft. And that's just the lack of better words. Just because you got to have Thomas Slav and Zalvermeer go get you rebounds. Like, they got to go rebound. And against Houston, they're going to hit you for no reason.
Those were the words of Rafael Davis yesterday on the show. It's ESPN Radio 93.5. This is The Drive. I'm Curtis Allen. That is Evan Stone. I don't know if our next guest would agree or disagree necessarily with Rafael's take of the Illini bigs. We'll find out.
Yeah.
I know that longtime listeners of The Drive and ESPN 93.5 will recognize our next guest. Isaac Ambrose is on the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World phone line with us from the Champagne Room. Isaac, how are you doing today, sir?
I am good, and yeah, that's kind of hard to follow. I know Illinois fans have a interesting relationship with Rafael Davis, so hopefully they have a better relationship with me. But we'll see.
Hey, really, honestly, it's just, and we talked about this when he was on the other day. It's just the Twitter people that have a problem with Rafael. The actual Illini fans in real life, we're friends. We're all good buds. So. I think if it's just the Twitter folk that don't like you, you're probably doing something right.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So, Isaac, you got some good stuff because I know we're friends outside of all this stuff. So I've been tracking along, but you've been I was just joking with you about this. You've been all over my Instagram and my YouTube page because you've been cranking out content like crazy over the last several days, and some really good stuff as this Illini team heads into March. First of all, let's get a plug in case people want to listen. Where can they find you on the gram and on YouTube to find your stuff?
Yeah, so it's at Illini Isaac, ILLINIISAAC, which if you're not an Illinois fan, you're probably going to think Illini Isaac. And then most people spell my name with two S's. So I probably just made it more confusing. But yeah, it's Illini Isaac, ILLINIISAAC. And yeah, this is the best time of the year to be making content, especially for a team that has second weekend or further aspirations.
Yeah, and so you've got some really good stuff on there. So I just figured we'd just talk through some of this. So one of your videos, you got a short, you're talking about the draw, the best draw of the entire tournament. Where do you land on that? Do you like this Illini draw? Where does it stack up with some of the other teams hoping to make a run?
So I don't think it's as good as if you would have got the 2 seed in St. Louis. But once that was kind of passed, once that ship sailed, if you look at the other 3 seeds, I think it's hard to argue that Illinois didn't get the best draw. Michigan State is in UConn in Duke's region up there, and they have to play. They play Wright State, who is ranked way higher in KenPom and everything than Penn is. And if Illinois beats Penn, which they're 25.5-point favorites now, which is by far the biggest spread between 3 seed and 14 seed, then we get to play a VCU team that, and I'm not downplaying these teams, and as Illinois fans, we should never take for granted making the second weekend or matchups or anything, but VCU would have not been in the tournament if they wouldn't have won their conference tournament. And North Carolina is literally without their best player who leads them in every statistical category. So, it's really, and they've been ranked sub 40 the last couple months since Caleb Wilson's been out. So I think if you just look at that and then look at what the other teams are going to have to play, I think Virginia is going to have to play Tennessee, which is a team that almost got the best of you in Nashville earlier this year. If you just consider all those things, it's really hard to argue that Illinois didn't get the best 3 seed.
Isaac, when I look at the bracket and if things go according to plan, then you're most likely going to run into Houston in Houston for the Sweet 16, and they are one of the best defensive teams in the country. They're trying to make a run for a national title, obviously. What do you see matchup-wise that the Illini could do well against a team like Houston?
Yeah, I think, and I have to give credit to some of the other people like, 247 and the CBS guys for sort of breaking this down more in depth. But I know from what I understand, Houston is less aggressive as they used to be. I know they're still an aggressive defensive team, but I mean, they used to like take you out to the woodshed and show you the business every single game, like from start to finish. So I think they're a little bit less like that. They lost a couple of those guys last year off that national champion runner-up team.
Mm-hmm.
But again, from what I've heard and what I've read, Houston likes to send doubles to guys, right? They like to double, especially when you get a big down low. So, and Illinois fans that like kind of the nitty-gritty, you've seen Merck. That's happened a lot recently when teams have sent two to him. That happened a lot against Maryland, a lot against Oregon, especially for some reason. And then you're getting Jake Davis cutting to the rim. Then you're getting, Kylan Keaton, whatever, cutting to the rim. So Houston's not going to be an easy out by any means. A lot of people have them in their Final Four. A lot of like big national people that know way more than me have them in their Final Four. They've lost a handful of close games here down the stretch. I wouldn't say they've flipped as much as Illinois, but they're also not playing their best basketball like they were earlier in the season. So I kind of like that draw as well, even though it's definitely a tough out.
Well, and we've said this a couple times this week. When you get in the NCAA tournament, you got a tough game at some point. Unless you're UConn, a couple of years ago where they beat everybody by 15 plus. But at some point you get a tough game. And as I look at the draw, that Houston in Houston, I think, would be your toughest matchup, including a game against Florida on your road to the Final Four. So I actually really like it. And I think I actually disagree with you just a tiny bit. I think their 3 seed right now in Greenville is a better draw than if they had the 2 seed in St. Louis. Looking at Purdue's path right now, just because I don't like the idea of playing Miami. Like, I think I'd rather play North Carolina or VCU in round 2 than potentially playing Miami. So, if that makes sense. Thoughts?
Yeah, no, I totally get that statement, and I'm not. I can't say I know as much as like the chairman of the NCAA as far as who can play what, and if you played somebody earlier this year and they're in your conference, whatever. But an Illinois Mizzou bragging rights 2.0 would have been awesome in St. Louis. But you're right, that Miami team and that Mizzou team, I think, would definitely have been scarier than what you could potentially see in this next round. And we'll see. Purdue got on a heater there, but it happens a lot. I mean, Iowa a few years ago went on a heater, won the Big Ten tournament, and then lost to Richmond in the first round. So it is kind of crazy how Purdue finished the season just as bad or worse than Illinois, probably worse. But then just in 48, 72 hours, a lot of people are picking them to go to the Final Four. But like a small percentage of national people are picking them to upset Arizona even. So it's just crazy how 48 hours can really change a lot.
Well, I just want to real quick. I don't want to talk about all these videos because I want people to go watch your stuff. But you've got a couple of videos out there right now. Can Illinois actually make a run in March? Let's preview the path, Illinois' path to the Sweet 16. Who's a better matchup? North Carolina, VCU. Who of the Big Ten teams can make a run in this tournament? I want people to go watch those, so we're not going to necessarily talk about all those videos. But when you look at this Illini team, the path, maybe even besides them, actually, let me take a step back because I'm going to ask Curtis the same question.
Yes.
Isaac, right now, as you look at your bracket, who's your Final Four?
My Final Four is actually all the 1 seeds except Houston beating Florida, which seems to be kind of a common thread. And I know chalk is annoying, but after last year kind of getting burned by all the chalk, I was like, this feels like a year where the top 3 teams are by far, in a way, the best 3 teams. So, spoiler alert, that's my Final Four.
Yeah, my follow-up was going to be which 1 seed do you think is the most vulnerable? I think everyone pretty much agrees it's probably Florida. However, what Michigan has shown in the last week, does that give you a little bit of pause?
Yeah, no, I think Michigan's shown that and I made a comment about this, and I'm up here in Michigan, surrounded by Michigan people, and even like my Michigan friends would agree they've kind of taken their foot off the gas, and I think that Kaysen injury that happened in Champaign was actually bigger than people realized because he was kind of coming off the bench. He was playing better than Cadeau for the middle stretch of the season there, but I still think Michigan will easily get their way to the Final Four just because the ways they can beat you and just that athletic ability of Merez, and I mean, Yaxel can just flip a switch and turn it on. Offensively, they've maybe dropped a little bit, and yes, I think 2 months ago or whatever, when they were whooping teams by 30, I would have said, I'll take a minus 300 national champion odds, even if it was like that terrible of odds. But now I'm less high on Michigan, but I still think they should cakewalk to the Final Four.
Curtis, who you got? Who's your Final Four?
Oh, you want me to do that? I thought we were going to do that in a little bit. All
okay,
right.
well, we can do it in a little bit. That's fine. No,
I don't mind. Isaac, I will share with you, and that's because you and I agree on the Final Four. I've got the exact same. I've got the 3 1s, and I got Houston getting into the Final Four.
Wow.
So
I don't know if you guys heard this stat today, but if you take out there was a UConn team that won it all like 15 years ago or 12 years ago that was an 8 seed, I believe. And then a few years ago, the first UConn Hurley team that won was a 4 seed. Outside of those, it's been, I think, every year but one, a 1 seed has won. So the last 17 seasons, it's been 14 years of 1 seed.
It's been a 1 seed. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Huh. We've entered this era, and even with the transfer portal and NIL money and all this stuff, Isaac, we have still entered an era where usually there is a clear best team in college basketball, and the road to the national championship will run through that team. So in your opinion, when you look at your Final Four, who is that team?
I think it's hard to argue against Arizona right now. They have the least amount of flaws. Again, Michigan's still an amazing team. I could definitely see them winning it all. Duke is just a little beat up right now, and I think a lot of people are going to forget that Duke has a major injury, and they have another guy that's coming back. They had 2. I forget the names off the top of my head. Caleb Foster, I think, is out for the year, but they had another guy that's coming back from injury. So they are a little bit depleted, but they still won the ACC tournament. I think Arizona right now is the best overall team. They've been clicking, and they've been the least hindered recently with things like injuries and maybe outside distractions like a team like Alabama or something like that. So I think Arizona is. I think it's Duke and then them are 1 and 2 as far as people picking to win it all. So Barry's is great for them. Bradley's great for them. They're just so big. They never shoot threes, which is interesting. But when you're that good down low and just that more physical than everybody else, you don't really need to.
Yeah, agreed. Also, I agree with Evan that you're doing some great stuff with your online work and your previews and breaking down things. And I know it is not Eleni. We've established it is not Eleni on the socials.
Yeah.
So where can people, tell them again where people can find your work, whether that's on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, so YouTube at Illini Isaac, Instagram at Illini Isaac, TikTok. I just randomly throw videos and pictures on there, but and then also on Twitter it's Illini Isaac. But my handle on Twitter is IamABros. And for those of you who are big on Twitter out there, it's the worst place and the best place. So you can find me putting out memes and random things on Twitter. But it's Illini Isaac on all those.
Love it. All right, man. It was great talking with you, and let's do this again real soon, okay?
Hey, yeah, sounds good. Hope you guys got your Red Bulls for tomorrow night and ILL.
I. That's our guy, Isaac Ambrose, on the Dick Van Dyke Appliance World phone line. 217-359-2255. That's your number for the Max Twin City Recycling text line. Well, so you put me on the spot and asked me what my Final Four are. You want to save yours?
Well, I mean, I thought somebody would ask me, but nobody did.
I figured you were just going to say.
Nope. I was going to wait for someone to ask, but nobody.
You know what I want to know? I want to know, who is your health and wealth connection, Evan Stone? We'll get to your Final Four picks in a moment, but do you have a health and wealth connection?
Yeah, it's you.
Me?
Yeah, it's not going great.
It's not
I should
going
probably
great.
look for someone else. Is there anybody else out there?
There should be someone else out there that could get you some blood pressure medicine, but I don't think Busey does that. No, instead, we hit the wrong button. I got two in my own joke there. No, your Busey health and wealth connection, two factors, health and wealth, are undeniably intertwined and both contribute to overall life satisfaction. With the help of Busey Wealth Management, you can navigate both wealth and wellness and security, providing the freedom and peace of mind to pursue everything else life has to offer. According to the Employee Benefit Research Institute, a 65-year-old married couple on Medicare with median prescription drug costs would need about $265,000 to have a 90% chance of covering their medical expenses in retirement.
No way!
Yeah, so it's a good thing that I'm not your health and wellness expert.
Oh,
so how can you plan for a physically and fiscally fit future? Well, plan for long-term health. Eat right, exercise, get enough sleep, and manage your stress to the best of your ability. Schedule an appointment with a doctor before starting a new exercise program. You can do that by visiting health.gov for more tips. And plan for long-term wealth. Save for emergencies. Save for your retirement. Plan for emergencies with proper insurance. That would be health, long-term disability, and life. And a health savings account. For expert advice in developing your long-term wealth plan, schedule a meeting with a member of Busey's wealth management team or go to Busey.com. With a plan in place, you will be able to enjoy whatever life has to offer with confidence. Investment products and services are not FDIC insured, may lose value, no bank guarantee, and we thank Busey for being a sponsor of The Drive. So now that we've got the health and the wealth out of the way, I suppose we should probably find out who your Final Four picks are next, huh?
All right.
Maybe we'll etch them in stone even. Ooh.
No.
No? You sure? We'll find out next on The Drive.
Hey, we're looking for a couple of really professional drivers that know the ropes and would like to get a home where they're treated with respect, getting home every weekend, making a good wage, and doing the right things safely. Yeah.
Awesome. Two people. All right. And how would they connect with you for that?
They can get me at timo@gftlog.com or 765-793-7131 extension 4, or even my cell phone right now, 765-505-1295.
And then for dedicated diesel off Route 45 on Triumph Drive, as you're driving toward Rantoul on the left-hand side, you'll find dedicated diesel. What do you offer there?
Hey, we've got a couple of good mechanics in, trailer mechanic and a tractor mechanic right now. We're doing DOT annual inspections, trailer repair, truck repair, just whatever you need, we can take care of.
Wow, that's really nice to know because, we have to drive into some other cities. Not convenient. You can't get all that done here in Urbana at dedicated diesel.
Jackson Hewitt handles your taxes and your stress. Inhale on no surprise price of $149 or less. Exhale, paying more for complicated taxes. You won't. Inhale, new tax law knowledge. Exhale, missing out on your biggest refund? Certainly not. Don't miss paying $149 or less. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes. Guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
I'm very honored to have Brittany Algie in my studio. She's advanced practice registered nurse specializing in behavioral health at OSF Healthcare Sacred Heart in Urbana.
We try to create a very comfortable environment. Just have a conversation. We talk about symptoms. We talk about past diagnoses, things like that, and we kind of get to the root cause of what's going on and what we can do to kind of get you back to your baseline.
Behavioral health professionals, OSF Healthcare Sacred Heart Urbana, 217-337-4310. Would you like to play around? The University of Illinois Golf Course at 800 Hartwell Drive in Savoy is ready for you. Get your season pass and find out about their junior golf program. Check out the bi-weekly videos from the Orange and Blue course on the new YouTube channel. The U of I Golf Course is open to do golf outings for charities you're passionate about. Connect with Mike Wallner and visit uofigolf.com. Cheering on our Illini to go deep in their postseason as we prepare for our bracket challenge at Stevie J Broadcasting.
When sewer or septic trouble hits, visit Berg Sewer and Septic. Family-owned and proudly serving Central Illinois, Berg specializes in sewer repair, septic service, water line repairs, sump pumps, and drainage solutions. They don't upsell. They solve the problem right the first time. From backups to breakdowns, count on Central Illinois' most trusted septic service. Berg Sewer and Septic. Dependable, honest, local. Get a second opinion you can trust. Visit bergtanksinc.com.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Happy Tourney Eve to you. It's ESPN Radio 93.5. This is The Drive. I'm Curtis Allen. That is Evan Stone. Ooh, buddy. Are we ready for the NCAA tournament to get going?
Let's go.
I'm ready. I know you are. You're so ready. You're about to share your Final Four picks with us because for some odd reason you refused to do that in the previous segment. I don't know why.
I didn't refuse. Nobody asked me.
You asked everybody else. I just assumed you were going to, you were just going to say it because you were leading that conversation. All right, I'm asking you right now, Evan Stone, who are your picks for the Final Four this year?
You want to know who my Final Four is?
I think we're all entitled to it. We can handle the truth.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, my Final Four.
Yes, sir.
Is, I think, Middlesbrough drops back down.
Wait, huh?
Because Ipswich has a game in hand over them. I think Millwall, Hull City, and Southampton's got a game in hand over Wrexham. So I think they're going to jump up. And your Final Four heading into the championship playoff to see who gets into the Premier League. It's going to be Middlesbrough, Millwall, Hull City, and Southampton trying to work their way back into the Premier League.
You know where you are right now?
We use the word Oski.
We sure do around here. We use the word Oski. We're not talking soccer.
Oh!
We're not talking soccer.
Oh!
Mm-hmm.
You want my...
Equals the knowledge.
Bracket.
Being, the K, the knowledge.
I want your knowledge is what I want.
Okay, here's the thing. I have been reluctant because so many people here are going to try and get in this bracket challenge and try and beat us.
So why did you make me answer the question earlier?
Because I'm going to answer it.
Uh-huh.
Because I am okay with people trying to beat us in this bracket challenge because the prizes are worth winning.
They are. It's a pretty fantastic prize package, and I don't want to put the value on it because someone will be like, hey, you said it was worth X amount of dollars and you're wrong. But what I do know is that we are kicking in a pair of season tickets for Fighting Illini football as a part of the grand prize package for whomever has the best bracket. So you throw that in with all the prizes courtesy of our sponsors. You got a pretty sweet little prize package there. And we're still waiting on, are you still making picks? Is that what you're doing right now? That's why he doesn't have his Final Four. Big shout out to Kramer Siding and Window, the U of I Golf Course in Savoy, Moe's Burritos Bar and Grill on South Neal next to Bacon and Van Buskirk's, Legacy Solar, and also the Urbana Park District. They are all sponsoring Stevie J Broadcasting's March Mayhem Bracket Challenge. Free to play. You can get signed up right now on the website at steviejay.com. And we're in it. You'll see our names entered.
Yeah.
But we can't win the prize package. We're just playing along for fun. We just want to compete against our listeners and our friends.
Okay. You ready?
I'm so ready.
I've just been waiting.
I wish I had a drum roll. Wait, am I ready?
No.
No, I don't think I'm ready.
Oh, okay. All right.
No.
Well, as of this moment, with rights to change before tomorrow at 11 a.m., my Final Four, I do have 2 1 seeds.
You see, okay.
I have 2 1 seeds.
You have 2 1 seeds
in the Final Four.
What about the other seed numbers?
I have 2 1s. I have a 2, and I have a
3,
5.
A 5. You got Wisconsin going there?
No. No. So I've got
no.
A Final Four. If we look at the West region.
You're really hyping this up.
Well, I love brackets. We look at the West region. I agree with Isaac. I didn't realize how much of a favorite this team was for a lot of people, but I've got Arizona as the 1 seed coming out of the West and getting to the Final Four. I think they are, without a doubt, they came out of the toughest league. They're I think the best team in the nation, and they have a pretty simple path, I think, to get to Indianapolis.
I agree. They're one of my picks as well. Yeah.
Go down to the Midwest. region. Your 1 seed in the Midwest is Michigan. However, I have Michigan losing in the Elite Eight to Iowa State. So I have Iowa State making the Final Four as a 2 seed coming out of the Midwest region. Let's go up to the top. I've got the East region. Duke is the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Coming in the East. I have St. John's.
I knew that's who it was going to be.
As the 5 seed coming out of the East region. I have St. John's making it to the Final Four.
Without making you give away too much of your bracket, do you have St. John's beating Duke to get that done?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just checking.
I don't have Ohio State beating Duke.
I'm just checking.
I do agree with Raphael said this yesterday. I think Ohio State can give Duke a game because Bruce Thornton and I think those guys can put up some points. However, I think the depth of Duke and I think it's too much, and so Duke's going to get past Ohio State.
So that means,
but I've got St. John's beating Duke and then beating UConn to go to the Final Four.
That's a run right there.
So then you go to the South region, and in the South, the 1 seed is Florida.
And they're the only one left.
And I have Florida beating the Illini
in
the Elite Eight to go to the Final Four.
Whew.
So my Final Four is Arizona, Iowa State, St. John's, and Florida.
I like it. 217-359-2255.
As of now.
That's your number for the Max Twin City Recycling text line. 217 texter, and he calls himself a fan.
We were just doo-doo.
My goodness.
Yeah, I am a fan, and I think an Elite Eight run would be incredible.
It would be.
I feel like I've been higher on this Illini team than anybody else has been. I've been telling people to hit the brakes. I've been telling people the floor is the Sweet 16. I've been telling people that they're still really good. To everybody calm down, and so I think I'm higher on this team than just about anybody else.
What would you say?
Look at all these texts coming in. They're just trolling me.
What? They're rolling in now. There's a what the hell. There's a might as well be Jay Lehman at this point.
Here's what I think.
We ought to ask Lehman who he's got in the Final Four. We ought to ask Jay about that.
Here's what I think could happen is that win against Houston in Houston, I think is going to be so emotionally charged, and I do think it's going to be a very physical game. I think it's going to be the toughest game by far. That when you then get to Florida, I don't think Florida. I mean, the best team they will have played at that point in my bracket is Vanderbilt, who's a good team.
They're ascending at the right time.
This year, but I think Florida's just going to be fresher in that game, and they're going to be able to take that one.
217-359-2255. That is the number for the Max Twin City Recycling text line. Feel free to chime in who you've got in the Final Four, and not just on the text line, but make sure you fill out one of our brackets at steviej.com to be in our March Mayhem Bracket Challenge. Do you want to say who your national champion is, or do you want to save that?
Well, it's probably not a surprise. I think Arizona cuts down the nets this year. I think Arizona is the best team, which is, sometimes that's a little frustrating to me because they fire Sean Miller. A lot of stuff going down that was not legal.
Turns out.
That is probably now legal. But they fire Sean Miller, and they hire this guy, Tommy Lloyd, out of Gonzaga, an assistant coach from Gonzaga. And here we are. They're right back at it.
Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed at all.
So yeah, I've got Arizona cutting down the nets.
You want to know who I got cutting down the nets?
Who you got?
This is where you and I switch spots, and I become the villain on the show.
Oh, really?
You ready for this? I got the Michigan Wolverines winning the national championship.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah.
I know someone heard that.
No, you might as well be Jay.
And they're disappointed in what I just said. I know.
You might as well be Jay Lehman right now.
I just think. No. We don't want to get too sad. I just think they're just so physical, and they are truly one of the four best teams in all of college basketball.
You're losing us, listeners.
I know I am.
Listeners are turning away.
I know. Oh, I know. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. Listen, we're discussing who's got the easiest path. That's been the whole conversation, right? I look at the path that those guys have, being the Michigan Wolverines, and I look at a St. Louis team that will be most likely overmatched if they get past Georgia when they play Michigan. I look at whether or not they get Alabama, who is a strong team. That's a Sweet 16 team no matter what. And
down their second best leading scorer.
But again, you're talking about it. They're without their, and then Texas Tech, without Toppin, what are they?
Yeah.
You're talking about a team that's limping it. I worry about Texas Tech getting out of the first round against Akron, quite frankly. It wouldn't shock me if Akron pulled off a win in that one, and that's one of those big 12-5 upsets. But I look at that, I think the biggest challenge for Michigan happens when they run into, in my opinion, not Iowa State. It'll be Virginia, I think they run into.
Ooh.
I think Virginia as a 3 seed will make it to play Michigan, and I think that's who Michigan beats in the Elite Eight to get to the Final Four. And I love the idea of a Michigan-Zona matchup in the Final Four. That is intriguing to me. When I look at this and how it plays out, it feels very much like we're going to get a rematch of Michigan and Duke. And unfortunately, for those that hate the Wolverines, I think that the Wolverines get their revenge against Duke in the national title game. There it is. There's my storyline for you.
I don't know if this is official or not, but a 217 texter just said you're fired. So do I have to wrap up the show now?
Who said I was fired?
It's a 217 texter.
Oh, no.
That might be Stevie J's number. You might actually be fired.
What the hell?
Yeah, you might actually need to just go
well,
ahead and leave.
for those that are going to stick with me, you can find me anytime on US 105.9, our sister station. Your home for today's country and all-time favorites, US 105.9, and Big D and Bubba in the morning, by the way. On the country station over there.
And a lot of these texts are just messing around with us.
Yeah, I know.
217 texter, he said, this is the guy who said, I'm done with this trash show. Or lady. Also said, I agree. Michigan is probably my favorite too. They're very complete. Arizona's amazing too. Weirdly, I think Duke is a bit vulnerable. I agree. As Isaac brought up, as Raphael brought up yesterday or on Monday, whenever that was, Duke's got some injuries. And one of their starting point guard is out, is not playing in this tournament. Their big guy, Isaac was trying to remember his name. I just can't pronounce his name. So, we're kind of, I'm on the other side of that coin.
Who cares? I don't care.
Yeah, it's like in Gongabong or something like that.
Wait, calm down now.
Yeah.
If you can't, you know what? That's a radio rule. If you can't say it, just move on.
In Gongabong is what I'm going to go with.
What's his jersey number?
In Gongabongs?
Yep.
What the hell?
I just want to throw this out there. One of my boys did at school, they made they did a project where they made these paper drawings of robots, and they decorated their robots and all that stuff. My son was the only kid in the class who decided to give his robot a speech bubble. But instead of the speech bubble going up, it went down.
I knew where this was going.
And I walked in, and I was like, that robot's got a bong. Literally, that's what it is. And
I knew. I didn't.
The teacher thought it was hilarious.
Well, that's good.
So what am I saying? Oh yeah, and Gongabong or whatever his name is
Samsonite. I was way off.
Just give me a jersey number.
I don't have the roster pulled up.
His first
I'm trying
name?
to figure it out. It was the Rasta robot. It was
a Rasta robot. I like that. 217-359-2255. Feel free to chime in on the Max Twin City Recycling text line. J Money, Coop the Scoop got promoted fast. He doesn't need to stay in college anymore. He can just drop out. Oh, no, don't do that. No, graduate, Coop. I know he's listening in the mountains or wherever he is right now on his spring break.
Duke likely without Patrick Ngongaba.
Just say Patrick.
For the NCAA tournament opener.
There you go.
The second.
Patrick the second. There you go. If you can't say Patty.
Old St. Patty.
Oh.
I bet he's got an Irish accent, too. And Gongaba's an Irish last name, I think.
It is not.
He's recovering from a foot injury, so he's out for the Siena game. He'll be trying to come back for Ohio State or TCU, depending on who they play.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think Duke is all that to bring it back. I do think Duke is vulnerable. That's why I have, personally, St. John's beating them in the Sweet 16.
You and I agreed on this, that St. John's is the best 5 team.
Oh, my gosh. I think they're incredible.
I'm a fan as well. You and I are on this, and I do think that will be such a challenge if things play out as I expect. If we get to that Duke St. John's game, I mean, that's going to be can't miss TV for me. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. 217-359-2255. Now we have all these names rolling in for Patrick the second, and I'm not going to read any of them. I'm not going to do it.
What?
Not going to do it.
Listen, he's the really good. He's averaging 11 points, 6 rebounds a game.
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't played since March 2nd.
Yeah, that's a couple weeks ago. Yeah, that's a couple weeks ago.
So he's trying to get back, and he's not quite there yet. So yeah, I agree. I think Duke is vulnerable. I do think Florida is surprisingly enough, I do think Florida is the most vulnerable 1 seed. Strangely enough, though, I have them in my Final Four. Sometimes it's just the way the bracket lays out.
Sure. Let me ask you this, and anybody else that is doubting Duke, and it's all right if you are. Is Boozer going to be playing?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they're going to be just fine.
Against St. John's?
Against whomever you put in front of them until they get to Michigan in the national championship game.
Ooh.
We are so hyper-focused locally, and rightfully so, on guys like Keaton Wagler and Stojakovic and everybody here that plays for the University of Illinois, right? Boozer's
he's very good.
He's my pick for National Player of the Year. He's just so dang good. Kid's game is scary. It's very impressive. So
he's really good. I think. And this is a talk for a couple weeks from now. But as you're looking at NBA draft, I can tell you right now, as an NBA GM, which I'm not yet, like I would not take Darren Peterson number 1 overall.
No,
not even no. After watching this year and his run in college basketball with Kansas this year and the games that he missed and didn't play and how he has, he would not be the guy. I think it would be between AJ DeBonsa and Boozer. Those would be the 2 guys I would look at.
217-359-2255. Feel free to chime in on the Max Twin City Recycling text line. If I have upset you, if you hate me because of my pick now for the national championship, I'm very, very sorry. But I also picked Indiana to win the national title in football too, and for some odd reason, everybody got mad at you instead. I think.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck. They'll probably be mad at me now too. Arizona, the Lute Olson team.
We'll do more tourney talk and maybe a little etched in stone next on the drive.
Orange and Blue fans know the value of preparation, teamwork, and showing up when it matters most. Just like Fred's Plumbing and Heating. For 47 years, this family-owned team has delivered dependable plumbing and HVAC installation, maintenance, and repairs throughout our community. They even offer service agreements with 0 monthly cost, because protecting your home shouldn't break the budget. When you need service you can count on, choose the team that's been winning for nearly 5 decades. Trust the Orange and Blue of Fred's Plumbing and Heating.
Drive in, drive out. Recycling's what Max is all about. You can make some cash and do your share. We make it really simple because we care. It doesn't matter large or small. Our friendly staff will handle it all. Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
At NCAA Championships, noise is made here. Memories are made here. Champions win here. The only thing missing here is you. The National Collegiate Men's Gymnastics Championships, coming to Champaign, Illinois this April. Get your seats at ncaa.com/tickets.
It's Stevie J Broadcasting's Bracket Challenge as we get into March Mayhem with ESPN 93.5 in our radio cluster. Our listeners will take a shot at guessing which team will go all the way and win some cool prizes. Kramer Siding and Window has their showroom on Country Fair Drive in Champaign. Legacy Solar with Walter Pierce, an energy consultant, to give you a free estimate. Plus Urbana Park District with terrific summer camps and job opportunities. And the University of Illinois Golf Course in Savoy with this season's passes ready to go. All saying, go Illini.
The Drive with Curtis Allen and Evan Stone on ESPN 93.5.
Welcome back into The Drive, ESPN Radio 93.5. I'm Curtis Allen. That is Evan Stone. Still time for you to fill out your bracket at StevieJay.com. But right now, we got to get the money. Let's do it. Are you ready? Are you ready to etch some stuff in stone? Have you?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's get into it.
What were you gonna say?
No, I was just making sure you were prepared.
Oh.
I never know.
Am I prepared? No.
I never know what you're going to do next.
I am not prepared. But I'm looking at the games tonight. We got some good stuff.
Yep. Are you looking at the NIT tournament tonight, or what?
I'm looking at both. I'm looking at both.
And I'm not joking. I wanted to.
We're going to start NCAA tournament. Two play-in games. We got Lehigh and Prairie View A&M.
Mm-hmm.
Lehigh is a 3.5-point favorite right now, and Prairie View A&M is not a good basketball team. They just happen to play in maybe the worst conference in America.
Maybe.
They're awful. And so I'm going to go Lehigh minus 3.5. Go ahead and etch that bad boy and down.
There you go. There's one. Lehigh.
All right, second game. Here we go. Curtis's favorite team, Miami, Ohio, the Red Hawks.
They are not my favorite team. They're your favorite team.
They're playing against SMU, 2-11 seeds, trying to battle to see who gets to play Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. The Vols are waiting.
Vols are waiting. SMU is a 7.5-point favorite.
SMU's they're getting 7.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 7.5-point favorite. Give it to me.
You want it.
SMU minus 7.5. Etch that bad boy in stone. If I could get to 12.5, I'd take that too.
Ooh, if you want to do an alternate spread, you can. You really, really hate Miami of Ohio.
I don't hate them.
You really don't like that team.
I'm just looking at what statistically it looks like.
If there were a way that the essence of Evan Stone could fight the essence of Miami of Ohio, it would. And it would fight with reckless abandon.
Now, we do have some NIT games tonight.
I'm a nerd for the NIT tournament, man.
I low-key kind of love it.
I know it's not for everybody, but I do enjoy it. What you looking at?
Well, I was looking to see what was up with the Crown.
What's up with the Crown?
It's not started yet. Okay. I was just making sure there were no games tonight. I think it's... I don't actually know when that one plays off. But, okay. 6 o'clock on ESPNU, you got Navy... First round NIT, Navy going to Wake Forest, playing in Winston-Salem.
I think I know who you're going to pick here.
Wake is get 9.5 points.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Navy plus 9.5.
Whoa!
Etch it in stone.
I didn't see that one coming.
You didn't?
You threw me a curveball.
I love America.
Well, I'm glad.
God bless our troops. And last I checked, Chris Paul's not running out of that tunnel.
No, he's not. Not tonight.
Let's go Shipman.
Okay, baby. He made an face.
Brutal matchups tonight.
That's part of why I love the NIT.
Here's a fun one. You got UIC, Illinois Chicago, traveling out to Cal Berkeley.
Bring it. What
for
time's
a first round matchup?
What time's that game on? 9 o'clock?
10 o'clock.
Oh, no, sorry, UIC. I'll be long gone by then.
Too. Out in Berkeley, Cal's 6.5 favorites. Yeah, give me Cal minus 6.5. Etch it in stone.
I love it. Let's go, Berkeley. That game will be over at like 1 a.m. You watch. That's going to be a double overtime crazy shootout.
Oh, man. All right. Sam Houston going to New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
New Mexico's getting 12.5 points. I'm going to go ahead and take Sam Houston plus 12.5. I think New Mexico still wins the game, but Sam Houston's done pretty well at covering this year. Give me Sam Houston plus 12.5.
All right.
And Stone.
Here we go. Get the chisel going. You got one more in you?
Yeah, we need one more, don't we?
One more. Last one. He's really thinking about it because
there's just not.
If you want to cap it at 4, we can. If you're like,
we
boy,
could
this
never
is
do that.
Boy,
What are you
we're
talking
gonna
about?
come on. Let's get degenerate here. Come on,
Get out of here.
Let's throw $1 on something that'll turn into 27. Come on.
You're the pro at that.
That is my thing.
You're the pro at that.
That reminds me, gas prices are really high, so I need to hit something tonight to make up for the money I spent at the pump
To be able
today.
to get home? Yeah.
Yeah, dude. That was not a fun trip to the gas station today.
Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go NHL.
Another curveball. I love it.
We're going to go NHL.
We're going
and
hockey.
We are. We're going to go money line parlay.
Okay.
You ready for this?
Yeah. Here, I'm going to really listen in. I'm stopping the music and everything. It's like I'm at the drive-through or something.
So we're looking at, okay, we're going to go money line parlay here. You ready?
Yeah.
We're going to go the New Jersey Devils.
Okay.
Over the New York Rangers.
All right.
We're going to go the Pittsburgh Penguins over the Carolina Hurricanes.
Okay.
That's going to get you some plus money.
So we're going
Devils. We're
Penguins.
going Penguins.
You going to go for a third team? You really going to make that dollar
Absolutely.
holler?
We're going to go Avalanche.
Oh. Okay.
And then we're gonna throw Philadelphia is going all the way to Anaheim tonight.
You taking the
Give me the Ducks.
taking
baby.
the Ducks. Okay.
So there we go.
We need money.
Wow.
Catch it.
What a parlay.
Ducks, Avs, Penguins, Devils. Catch it in stone.
You're not a Seinfeld guy, right? You didn't like Seinfeld?
Yeah, no. But I know that what's-his-face is a Devils fan.
The Elaine's boyfriend, and he
paints him. It's the guy.
The guy that's in all the shows.
He's the voice of
the character, the duck.
Family Guy.
Mm-hmm.
The neighbor in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
The police officer.
Yeah, that guy.
What is his name?
The guy.
Do you not watch Family Guy?
Oh, we've talked about this. You forgot. I'm not a Family Guy guy.
Because you're a South Park guy.
I'm a South Park and a Simpsons guy, not Family Guy.
I'm all in on Family Guy.
Simpsons did it first.
Yeah, but Family Guy did it better.
No, not even close.
Oh, get out of here.
No way.
Get.
This reminds me of that one time we was fighting Mike Tyson at a Waffle House. And then all of a sudden it cuts to that scene.
I know.
All right, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a genius, yeah. What's that guy's name that created that show? What's his name, huh?
That created the show?
Yeah, the guy that likes to sing and all that.
Yeah,
you know?
he did Ted too.
Yeah, Ted, yeah, with Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
We are driving people insane right now. People are yelling at their radio.
I hope not. No, that's not
these
the goal.
names.
No.
Well, yeah, it's like I remember listening to the radio and I'd be like, how can they not think of this name?
Not the guy.
Here's the thing.
Guy.
We rely on the text line, and the Maxwell City Recycling text line is zero help at the moment.
Yeah, it's the listener's fault that we can't come up with Seth, what's his name, that created the show that ripped off The Simpsons, you know?
Seth Rollins.
Yeah, Seth Rollins, the guy. He's on he's on ESPN now. Did you know that? He's on the mothership?
I've seen him there a lot. Seth MacFarlane is who we're thinking.
I know it's Seth MacFarlane.
You didn't know that.
I did know it was Seth MacFarlane.
Well, you didn't say it.
Oh.
Patrick Warburton.
That's the actor's name.
That's the actor's name.
Yeah,
he plays Joe Swanson,
and was on Seinfeld. Well, we took a long,
and he paints himself all up like the New Jersey Devils character.
Is it is it a priest or somebody he gives a heart attack to that's at a stoplight?
I don't know. I haven't seen that.
He's coming out. That's the thing. They're coming from Devils versus Rangers game, and he's all painted up, and he's like, Devils rule.
I just know that was maybe the best. That was one of the best ESPN. This is Sports Center commercials, where they hit the elevator button and it opens, and it's the New Jersey Devil mascot.
Right.
And they say, going up? And he just shakes his head no.
Yeah.
And they step back. They're like, we'll wait for the next one.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Do you want me to run through those again?
Yeah, real quick. Let's run through them again.
Okay, I don't remember what they were.
Oh, don't do it then.
No, hey,
don't
listen.
do it.
No, I got it. We're for sure taking tonight. We're taking Lehigh 3.5. We're taking SMU 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
We're also going to take Cal 6.5 over UIC, and we're going to take Sam Houston plus 12.5.
Yep, I remember that one.
Navy plus 9.
You're rolling with Navy tonight. I didn't think you would.
And then we got the Devils, we got the Penguins, we got the Avs, and we got the Ducks. That's off memory, baby.
That's pretty good.
That's how much I believe in myself.
I got to tell you, for a guy that talks openly about his attention